That's how important this event is. He's running a country, you understand that, right? Not just a country, but one of the fastest developing countries on the continent. So this is serious business, okay? Your Excellency, thank you very much for joining us.
And for them, and for society, and for our countries. So Youth Connekt really means integration. It's a higher form of integration, because integration may be limited to one country and another, or 3 countries, or 6. But this Youth Connekt, or just Connekt, means connecting people wherever they are in this world. With all the benefits that come with it. But of course, to be able to connect people from across the world, you have a starting point. In fact, the starting point is an individual country. Conscious of the fact that Connekt is the starting point, and you connect also starting from home. And then you go beyond home. You have initially someone you call a neighbor or a neighboring country. That becomes home as well. Becomes your home. The neighbor feels that you also provide home. And that's how people connect. Connect. So, Connekt expands the definition, expands the home. Home stops being just a wonder for me. Home becomes Africa for me. So home for anyone, from any country, on our continent, for many, happens to be a small country. But in actual fact, when you look at the whole world, and the definition of integration, the meaning of it, and what comes with it, even the biggest country on our continent alone becomes small. Did you know that? Those who are lucky, those of you who are lucky to come from big countries, those you call big countries, I have a message for you. That you are better off together with even smaller countries. Especially in this world full of, let me not misbehave, I was going to say full of sharks. Alone, it doesn't matter the size. They eat you up. Did you understand? Together, we constitute the size that those sharks cannot swallow. You get it? they can't be swallowed. When you are together, you become something big, bigger than the biggest shark to swallow. So that is the meaning of integration. Well, maybe there might be more need for integration for smaller countries than bigger ones. But that is if you are just looking at the scale of the continent alone. But even then, I have shown you that alone, the biggest country is still small. And again, people have used before a saying coming from one or more of the African countries that when you want to go far, what do? You come together and walk together. You get so far. When you want to move fast, then you better go alone. But what is good for us, the best way, why you actually not have both? Isn't it possible? We can be together, move far, and still move fast. Right? Moving fast now, this time becomes an issue of the ambition. How you've been able to harness the opportunity, including some of the things that people have already said. When you put one people at the center, that is always going to be the starting point. Put people at the center. Second, in the way of means of the how, highlight use of technology. Technology will serve us well. It will serve well people who want to go far. Together, it will also serve that scale to move faster. Right? Then you arrive at that together through integration. We have talked so much about integration. The meaning of it is just that, a scale coming together. And integration means give and take. You have what to give, you have what you want to receive. And the scale is so large that there will be everything we need going around to everyone. That's the beauty and the meaning of integration. You have so much of almost everything reaching everybody. And you have everybody contributing to that. Of course, you arrive at something else you talked about. You are wondering what government is or does. Where does it start from? Where does it stop? And then you're talking about individuals, private individuals, private sector. Talk about private capital, private investment, so on and so forth. There is nothing that stands alone in isolation or that solves the problem alone. Things come together and then you find answering the hardest questions that were put to you by these challenges. Government is, again, you don't have to look at government as something, people say government is not doing this, government is not good at doing this, government, fine. But government is actually you. Whether today you just went to the polling station and voted and had somebody in mind and people were elected and so on, and you had a government. Well, first of all, you participate in putting or creating that government and putting people in that government. Second, maybe one day you will find yourself in that government because you have a right to be there, isn't it? Some people, when I hear people talk about, no, I don't do politics, I don't go into government, well, don't get used to saying that because it doesn't have much meaning. You know what? There is nothing you do, you and me, is nothing we do that does not have relationship with the government. Nothing. Isn't it? Are you a businessman? Fine. But aren't you going to be affected by taxes? Aren't you going to be affected by lack of or availability of security? Don't you need it? Aren't you going to be affected by, or don't you really contribute to the laws that we need, that govern us? Do you say, me, I'm a businessman, I'm this, I'm doing something somewhere, so I don't need to hear anything about government? No. And the other mistake you would be making is, even if you thought you are running away from government, it will always run towards you. There is no way to escape. You know what? I'm just talking about the government, say, in your own country, wherever you are. But you may run from your own government, you will be running towards another government. Isn't it? Oh yes. You leave Rwanda, you are running to France, you think in France there is no government. It will take care of you. Absolutely. Wherever you go to United States, or you go to South Africa, or you go to China, you will, at the entrance, the entry point, you will find this guy called the government waiting for you. Isn't it? So our duty is to create good governance, good systems, governance wherever we are, the best we can put in place. So it becomes a struggle, it's a struggle. We want to create a government in place, in any country, that will enable me to develop my talent, to access an opportunity. Right? And to develop a skill that I will employ to earn a living, to feed my family, and later on, my members of the family to be able to look after themselves or to feed themselves, and so on and so on. Again, you know, the saying. You see, there is also a saying where they say, for talent, for skill. This is equal, it meaning in Rwanda you will find talent, in any country, Kenya, DRC, Botswana, you find the same level of talent with individuals as you find in any other country. But what you don't find being at an equal level is the opportunity, isn't it? Yes. You find all kinds of scientists, artists, people talented. There is no single nation that will say, I have more talent, better talented people than another country. No. In all countries, this is there. But how then do we actually create an environment that will level access to opportunity to develop our talent, our skills? This is again where government is important, because it has a big role in creating that environment so that people with talent excel. There's no question about it. So that the young people, the thousands of young people here, men and women, can grow their talent because they have had the opportunity to grow that talent. Government has a big role to provide that environment. But what we must also understand is, as I said, whether private, government, whatever you look at, philanthropy, different institutions, none can stand alone and provide what people want. We have to work together. So while there is a responsibility of government to a great extent to create this environment, all of us, individuals, and especially I'm giving this message to the young people. Know that there is your role to play. Because even if you are in a place where government is doing its best and providing everything, that's not enough. Until you, the young people, are making an effort to tap into what is available for you. And the opportunity may actually say, here I am, yes, what do you want? And then you say, I was looking for you. But if you don't go, if you don't make an effort, you will miss that opportunity. If you sit and think, you will see opportunity passing you by and you say, hello, you know, I was actually waiting for you. No. Go out and look for it. Sometimes you fight for it. Yes. Sometimes it leaves you with bruises in your life. Yes. Go out and fight for it. Go out and look for it. Don't let it go. Don't let it pass you by. Just because you are sitting back and saying, no, no, no. When it reaches me, it will stop and say, hello, I'm passing by. No, it doesn't happen. So, two ways, even more. One is the responsibility of those who create the environment, who make the investments. In fact, government. And the government, in fact, invests your money. This is the whole thing. The opportunity comes from this environment, is created by this environment, which you have even contributed to. Is it schools? Is it jobs, industries that have been created? Is it the infrastructure you were talking about earlier? Government's role is just busy shuffling your own cards and from your money they create something for you, which again resides into that opportunity that you should come and tap into and move on. So in Kinyarwanda we call it magirirane. We depend on each other. We must work together well. Private sector, the government, together, listen to each other. What's your problem? What's my problem? What do we need to put in place? What is your role? How far do you go? How far do I go? Which is it that you will do best than me and I step aside? And so on and so forth. Is it business? Yes, business. The private people will do business better than the government. Government, in fact, shouldn't be doing business. Government should be creating an environment where private sector will thrive, do what they know best. let me make sure that I don't leave any confusion here. Actually, you must have heard that in Rwanda, government sometimes does business, right? It's not because we really want to do business. We do business not because we think it is our role or that we really want to do business. We do business building on the possibility the government has so that the actual business people can take it over at some point and run with it. And for us, it depends on where we started from. I'll tell you something. Government, about close now to 20 years ago, close to 20 years, we invested in hotel business. We built hotels with the government money. Right? And we were actually in trouble for some time with institutions like the World Bank and the IMF. They say, what? They would start even saying, are you communists or government is, they start giving examples, say, no, we tell them, see. No, one time they almost had problems with our Minister of Finance. And actually our Minister of Finance was about to run away from government. So I told him, I said, no, you calm down. I said, when these bosses of yours come here and put you under pressure, you say it is not you. You say it is the president who... And then you bring them to me. So I know what language to talk to them about. So one time they came, they were busy saying, but you've even gone to the banks, you borrowed money, you're building this, how can you do that? We're going even to stop money that we were supposed to give you. So he told them it wasn't him, that it was me. So he brought them to me. These powerful guys in suits and with authority. And so I told them, I took them through it. I told them my story. I said, in our national planning and for our economy and so on, we have identified tourism as being very important. I said, do you dispute that? They said, no. I said, okay. We actually need hotels. And good ones, because with the tourism, we have also chosen high-end tourism, and that means you have these rich people who don't want to come and stay in a one-star hotel because they don't fit there with their luggage and several things. So I said, therefore, we have to build hotels in order to attract these people who will bring money and I have gone out. I had met our private sector, which was, by the way, more or less non-existent, because it was, still at a very low base. And I had actually done so. I had mobilized them and said, why don't you build hotels? Why don't you please? And I would even dictate to them and say, build a hotel of this caliber, of this level. And they would just look at me without answering. I could see they were telling me, that's not our choice. We put our money where we want to put our money. You can't dictate to us where to put our money. No, here I am still at the private people. I was asking to put money in hotels. They were the ones looking at me, and more or less the answer was, no, you, President, you can't tell us where to put our money. We put our money where we want. I said, okay. I got the answer. So I told these World Bank people, I said, I've gone to the private people. They don't want to invest in hotels. Yet, I want to develop this industry because I know the potential it has. I said, are you ready to give me money to put in the hotel so that I don't bother these private people? And I told them, if you give me money, I told them, if you give me money and I build hotels, eventually I will pay back the money. I said, you ready to do? They said, no. I said, okay, but that's why. For me, I decided we're going to build hotels, not to run hotels, but when hotels are up and running, then I will go to the private sector and you know what, do you want that hotel? And that's exactly what happened. So when you remember here there was what is now Serena, it used to be Intercontinental. It was managed by Intercontinental. Before that it was something else. Very tiny little thing. So when it was up and running, we went around. I knew business people, instead of saying, you build a hotel, with their money they want to build it. But if the hotel is up and running, and they say, can you buy this hotel? Actually they'll find it sensible to buy the hotel. So that's what we did, and she knows the story, so I don't have to repeat it. So we built hotels, and finally we are not running any hotel. We sold the hotels, we got tourists, we are getting money, you know that, we are doing fine on that one. Then we did it with the telecom industry as well. We had some telecommunication company here which was really giving us nothing. Every time you call to tell you something, telling you either that number does not exist, or, but actually, even if the number existed, it would say so just to buy time, so that somebody else goes through and then comes. That's how it was. So we went out, looked for a telecom company, a private one, and we said, can you put up something here? And the telecom company said, here, anyone? No way. He said, maybe a mobile telephone company. They said, maybe you can have 3,000, maximum 5,000 subscribers in 3 years, 5 years. He said, I don't need it. We said, okay, we can make a deal. We will share the risk. We won't just put it, we will put in money with you and we develop this telecom company. So when we said that, they came. We put in more money even than the company because we were really begging them. They didn't want to come. So the telecom company came. map, it was run. With the time, they actually turned around and said, can we buy the whole company from you? Can we own it 100%? We said, sure. Now the telephone company, the biggest here, is actually running private, but we are the ones who built it. So, yeah, this is why maybe some of you were wondering why. So it's like you throw me into a swimming pool and I don't know how to swim. Every time I must find a way out of the swimming pool, alive. So this is how this country operated. Every time we were being thrown into a swimming pool or a lake, and because we wanted to survive, we had to learn to swim on the job of trying to survive. So that's how we kept building. And not working according to the normal ways of doing things. That's why Arya said, when it came to making it easy for fellow Africans to come to Rwanda, come and live here, and operate here, and get visa back and forth, you can get visa to the airport, you come without telling anybody. Of course, you must answer a few questions. You just don't, when you arrive at the airport, you say, okay, question number one, where are you coming from? What do you want to do here? They say. Even if you say that you have come to do nothing, then you have to make sure that do you actually have something to be able to do that nothing where you are here? So that if you have money and you want to spend it and do nothing else, you are most welcome. The worst would be to want to come here to do nothing and you have nothing. Then we know this is the wrong person. We'll tell you, okay, can you please board the plane and go back where you come from? But if you tell us you have come to visit a friend, or just enjoy the sunshine in Kigali or wherever, we roll out the red carpet for you. So, because we want people to come here. We want people to come and establish business, what to do here. We want people to come and spend their money. And we have laws, we have norms. When you are here, you follow the laws and you follow the norms. The society here follows, and we are okay with you. This is how we approached it. So that's how we made sure that Africans can come and go. So that, in fact, also provides an opportunity for young people. If you can't do something here, but you think you can do it somewhere else, you are welcome. And by the way, we don't stop people even living here and going wherever they want to go, meaning our own. Like we send young people to go study abroad, some of the things maybe for things we don't provide the possibility here. For they will go One time we used to send hundreds at a go, because there was that gap we wanted to fill. And we never enforced saying they must come back, because we are the ones who sent them. No. Happily, most of them came back on their own. For those who stayed, we also found out, and we had no problem anyway, that actually some of them didn't come back because they had found something of value, of interest to them to do where they went to study. And we are okay with that. Should they want to come back? We really want them back. We also tell them, we want you back. But if you are doing something somewhere else that interests you, that earns you well, do it. One time we sent a big number of young people to go and study in India. They are like 400, 500, what at a go. And in discussions in the cabinet and other decision-making institutions, they are saying, no, how can we do that? This is a waste of money. These people will not come back. It's not. My answer to them was simple. Unless you find out that people, when they reached there, they actually did not study. They just went there and did some funny things that you don't expect them to do. But if they've gone to school and they have studied, two things. One, even if you take on average, let's say out of every 10, stayed there, but they are there, they are alive. And they are doing something. My calculation was, one day they will come back. So simple as that. Or, even without coming back physically, they are back in a different way. There are many ways to be back. Right? Oh, yes. Even electronically. Yes, electronically these days you send any amount of money. Isn't it? So, if you send me money and you decide to stay, I'm happy. So, people have to simply be rational. And some of us have had the opportunity in life we couldn't waste. And growing in a situation like that, you see, let me use myself as an example. I had two sort of conflicting, in a way, characters. One is being idealistic, right? The other was being realistic. So with time, as you grow, wisdom starts sorting things out. There is time to be idealistic and time to be realistic. So, being idealistic doesn't do much harm as long as you don't just tie yourself exclusively to eat. It can guide you, being realistic, certain ideas you want, and which may not be correct. But with the time, the life as we know it, you start managing properly your expectations and start adjusting things so that you also become realistic. Maybe you expected too much, but we live in a society. The one I say we give and take. So sometimes these things don't move always in the same direction. Slow down one, or even if they are moving in the same direction, sometimes you slow down on one and speed up the other, and so on and so forth. You know how to manage that. So the young people, therefore, we are here for. They keep saying the leaders of tomorrow. No, I think the leaders of yesterday and today, we need to know how to manage these roles, expectations, responsibilities, and the ambitions. Because we must have ambitions, we must have goals. We must try to be organized so that we manage properly all these things I'm talking about. But education, your health must come among the first things, right? Health, think about your health. Your health. Think about it, because there are many ways of keeping your health in good shape. As young people, be healthy, keep yourself healthy. You need it, the country needs it, everybody needs it. Then, for health, make other investments in yourself. And maybe the government will play its part to provide the opportunity so that all those things come together. Study, research, do things that have a meaning to you, to others. Connect so that the peace you are lacking is provided by somebody else. And the peace the others are lacking is provided by you. And then you have built something big that is going to benefit you, benefit the society, Let me end on this note somehow, because you must have read things about it. We're talking about, and he was asked the problem area of migration, what I think about this. Have you read the story of Libya, where we have brought some of those people who are stranded there, they are now here. There are still more coming. Let me tell you something about it. It's not a secret. Rwanda, we are not a very wealthy country. We are not in material terms. But I think we are wealthy and healthy in many ways, other ways. We are healthy and wealthy at heart. and ambition. And also in stretching the understanding of the possibilities available to us. So what do I mean? This welcoming these refugees, we have other refugees here who came from our neighboring countries. We have thousands, tens of thousands of them here. Provide for everything we can, almost like we do for our citizens. Schools, health, things. But the calculation was being the Africans like you, like we are, and so on. When we saw these refugees or migrants dying on a daily basis, to a point that now we started having some people going with the planes and just bombing camps where they are. You saw that, you must be seeing it on the news. Just refugee camps being, coming under fire of all kinds and being killed. Here we sat and we were saying, why is, and again, it relates in a way we are taught lessons by some aspects of our history. So we told those who needed to tell that, while these people have not reached where they wanted to go to Europe, right? But they are caught up in Libya, they haven't crossed the Mediterranean. And the possibility is that a number of them have been dying or will die while trying to cross. I said, we can provide an alternative that is not the best or perfect, but which is better than this one. Right? We knew Rwanda, even with our limitations, we are going to provide a possibility, an alternative that is better than being caught up, stranded in a refugee camp or some whatever places, being killed every day and without seeing where you will be going the next day, or going hungry, nothing. We knew we could do, here we can do better than that. So we said, we gave a proposal to them. We said, bring these people to us here, and then we work together to address the problem in 3 ways. Those who want to continue to Europe and are stuck anyway, we can provide a place where they can wait in safety as somebody works out for them where in Europe they can go, instead of being caught up there and being killed every day. So they can come wait here, and then you work with Europe, and Europe can come and choose who they want to take, and we shall release them to go. The second, we said, for those who find or feel they do not need to continue to Europe, or maybe they can still go back to where they came from, still we can provide an environment where you can come and sort them out, talk to their governments, their countries, and take them back if they have chosen so in an orderly manner. The third and the last alternative was, if they don't want to go I mean, they don't find the people to take them to Europe, where they wanted to go. If they don't want to go back where they had come from, if they can stay here, we will stay with them, local. And still provide for them like we provide for our citizens. We don't give too much because we don't have too much. But whatever we have, we share, and it is decent, and we give decent, right? So that is the arrangement under which this thing has been done. And anybody can do it. Any other country can do it. We just felt we needed to exercise the possibility we had to do things decently and provide a decent life to these people. And that's it. We don't want anybody to say thank you. We don't want anybody to say, no, we will pay you for doing this. No, we did it out of conviction. So now the young people, I think we should keep working together, sharing, connecting, and making an effort, trying our best to do decent things that give us decent way of life. All right? Now I can say thank you for being patient with my All right. There is a tradition we have here again. Nobody asked me to say or do this, but whenever we have had a gathering and discuss like this, I am used to people asking me questions. So if you want to ask me anything, and I mean anything, don't censor yourself. You are free to do so, and I'm happy to take your questions.